I've already made videos on both Fenrir and Jormungandr, so I suppose it's time to round out this trilogy with the disappointing final installment. Hel. Hel is one of the 3 children of Agroboda and Loki. Her fate is similar to her brothers, and today we will discuss how she is punished for being nothing more than just Loki's kid, really. Hel's only real crime was that she was born to the wrong parents and destined to bring around Ragnarok, but that was only because of the punishment she was given. Hel was born to the giantess Agroboda. Her father was Loki, trickster god of the Aesir. She was half blue, and her hair was half black and half flesh-coloured. Much like her brothers, she was destined to bring about Ragnarok, and so she was banished, trapped if you will, in Niflheim. Well, I say punishment, but let's see how her punishment stacks up. So, Fenrir was bound and unable to move. Jormungandr was cast into the sea to what was believed to be a certain death. And then there's Hel, given land in Niflheim and in charge of all of the dead who passed due to sickness or old age. She's given mansions and servants to tend to her. Yo, Odin, can I get some of this punishment too, please? Here she lives, pretty much undisturbed until Ragnarok, just doing her job, really. Now, I say pretty much undisturbed because there is one point in which she is bothered once more by the Aesir. Baldur's dead, and obviously everyone is sad, like it's Baldur. So they decide to send one of their own down to Hel and ask for her to give him back. Hermodr volunteers. Taking Sleipnir, he rides as fast as he can to Hel. Once there, he asks the question, what would it take to get Baldur back? Hel makes him an offer. If everyone weeps for Baldur, she will return him, and everything does, except one Jotun by the name of Thok, and she states that Baldur is Hel's by right, and therefore she will not weep for him. Let Hel hold what she has. Then the Aesir obviously go back to ignoring her. Fucking pricks. Until of course Ragnarok comes around and they can't ignore her anymore. Much like her brothers, she will rise up, bringing with her the army of people who came to her after dying. And this army would be part of the force used against the armies of the Aesir, where in the end none shall remain. Now Hel as a person is considered to be a fairly new personification of an older area of the Norse world, that also being called Hel. That being the case, what is the place Hel? Hel, the word, as in H-E-L, is derived from the word halio, meaning covered, which makes sense as Viking burial mounds are huge structures in which bodies are covered. It would only make sense then that these things, these burial mounds, would then iterate down to their own sort of world. What I find more interesting with the etymology of this word, and I'm not going to bore you with some elaborate tracing back or anything, is that this word originally comes from a Proto-Indo-European word, kel, which also means cover or conceal. This means that we can draw ties to myths surrounding words derived from this ancient word too. Now, I know I just said Hel isn't old, but if there were such a Proto-Indo-European god, their influence may not have been entirely gone. And when the new god was introduced, so too were some of the remaining qualities from that original god, or at least the qualities associated with the word which would have come from the original god. That's why so many Indo-European gods behave similarly in cultures that seem so distant, and why one of the Grimm brothers, Jacob Grimm, believes Hel and Bhavani, an Indian god, are so similar. Hel's most known influence on pop culture is definitely Hela from Marvel Comics, even appearing in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as the villain of Thor Ragnarok. In this, she is an evil character, bent on getting revenge against Odin for how she is treated, and to be fair, besides the being evil part, I think that's a fair characterization, and I don't compliment Marvel often. What do you think? Do you see Hel more as a villain or as a victim? You know my opinion, so let me know yours down in the comments below. If you like this video, remember to like and subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications to stay up to date. As always, my socials are in the description, along with my TIL if you're watching this on YouTube, and my YouTube if you're watching this on TIL. And as always, I will see you next week, babies. Hermodr. Jesus Christ.